money!
All right. Give me a second here. Oops. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome back to my living room. All right. Fix the camera a little bit there. I don't have a whole lot of maneuverability with this camera, with this crappy camera I've got, but whatever. You know, this isn't some big operation that we have here. It's still a small channel, so I don't have the funds to invest in some fucking super expensive camera. Maybe if I held back on my super expensive accounts, I could, but hey, I'm a bartender. I also got 2 kids to worry about, so we do the best we can. Anyways, we're back. And we're going to play a little Genshin. I have not been giving this game any time lately, so we're going to give it a little bit of time tonight. Well, since I'm here, let's just do this first. I don't even know how much more of this I need, so.
Such defiance. Heaven's will made fulfill our pact. But you two, time to end them. Take me up. Open fire.
Well, let's see. What do we have in the way of... Okay, I don't have any of the gold ones. So. Excuse me.
I live within you. Get to work. Suffer the wrath of the East Fleet. Let's ride. Open fire. Bullseye. Open fire. Hold on to your hats. Giddy up. Heaven's will made mine. Show no mercy. Eat Lalin, eat Papa, get him! Ha! Open fire.
The squad is looking good now. Unfortunate that I could not beat the Night Soul boss on Dire, but because I got the other 2. Let's head over here real quick before we do much else. What do we at? Let's go. Okay. What's the other thing I need? Send this weapon. What are our... Oh, boy. That ain't gonna help for shit. All of that takes us to 73. And that's it, huh? Can I? Okay. So, at level 42, that will give me some of those. Which I should have just ran those the whole time, because I can... Yeah. That's annoying, but you live and you learn. I'm actually in no rush, really, for Yai, but then again, I kind of am. There's 2 of those. What about here? 7. And then with this. Okay. Get this done. Hey, what's up? A Kakion giveaway. Sorry, my stream, man.
Lose your way. Gaining some altitude can bring some perspective.
Yeah, no giveaway anymore. What is going on there? Sorry, I don't know what happened with my chat, but yeah, no giveaway anymore. That giveaway is long gone. If we do another giveaway, it'll be we'll do one pretty soon, but it's going to be a YouTube only giveaway. I'm kind of burnt out on Twitch, if I'm honest. Oh.
Knock him down.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Yeah, doing a combined YouTube and Twitch giveaway just didn't work. So next time it's just going to be YouTube only. I've sort of had it with Twitch. Twitch is digital aids.
Such defiance. Our little secret. Lolling, eat Papa, get him! Let's fly.
Nice shot. Unfortunately, Stream Elements doesn't even allow you to combine the two. So I had to do it like this super janky way where for YouTube, I just kept basically a Word document with a list. So I had a giveaway list, and then I had to combine that with the official Stream Elements Twitch list.
Get to work.
And it was just a complete fucking pain in the ass. And one that I would never do again that way. And I don't think anybody would want me to do it that way, so I will not.
Let's fly.
So anyway, I think the question on everybody's mind as it relates to Genshin Impact and the future of Genshin Impact is can Snezhnaya revive it? Because Snezhnaya is something that I think every person that's played Genshin for any length of time will tell you is something that's been it's been hyped for a long time. There's probably a lot of people that left the game even and said I would come back for Snezhnaya. So it'll be interesting to see if that's where things go or not. I think will be interesting, but we'll have to see. The live stream should be pretty telling. So, yeah.
And with that, the fate of the Guhua Brotherhood is sealed.
I would say it will always have a future.
Let's fly.
Kind of like how when you started complaining about the HP inflation in Wuthering Waves, there are other people that just did not feel it at all. And so for those people, would, even if Saint is complaining that you know, HP inflation has made it so that he can't clear TOA or whatever his fucking latest complaint was. I'm not saying that's what it was, but he said some shit like that at some point. For your average player,
Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
they're not even thinking about that. It's just not something that probably crossed their mind unless they watched his content. It's going to be the same thing with the I'm quitting Genshin crowd. I doubt that it influenced that many people. People are quitting because of their experience or continuing to play because of their own experience. Not because some person made a video and told them to quit, you know? So, but I think if Snezhnaya looks clean and is like a decent upgrade, kind of like how Nodcry was pretty, compared to Natlan that came before it, was peak. If Snezhnaya is able to kick it up another notch, have some kind of thing like Dragonspine did here with the whatever you call it, where I'm too tired to think of the name right now, but where you have to where you get frostbite, the frost factor, if it has some shit like that, environmental effects, so to speak, it'll be cool. That's what I'm saying. He makes no impact on the game. He may think he does. He definitely thinks that he does. Very few content creators have the ability to influence stuff like that. People play games because they enjoy playing them. Or not. Right? So... That doesn't even fucking do it. It's crazy. 9 of those. Let me for now do this.
I live within you. You two! Time to end them! Bullseye! Locked on!
Hey, Shilonen. Dumb bitch.
I think not. Our little secret. Fulfill our pact. Suffer the wrath of Eastling. Bullseye. Locked on. Bullseye. Let's fly. Bring it. Such defiance. Heaven's will made mine. Show no mercy. You two. Time to end.
That was fast. Two days.
Let's fly.
It's all the way up there, though. Damn it.
Take me up. Bring it. I live within you.
Whoa.
Another test
Open fire.
Replace my hammer.
It's an interesting question. How to answer that best? I would say, frankly, that the better question is not which side is hating him, but which side is supporting him. And that would be the left. I think the position of a lot of people on the right, or what I would consider myself to be not the right necessarily anymore, at least, I would consider myself more just America first. Which is like, I consider that to be a sort of third lane at this point that has detached itself from Trump. Trump may have tried to ride in on that wave, but anyways, the thing about that, the left supports that, and while from my perspective, like, I understand the concept behind it. Healthcare companies are abusing the indigent population and people like me that are like lower middle class even. However, I also believe that in a civilized society, you won't be wondering who it's working to. I believe that in a civilized society, you don't just walk up and murder people. That's how revolutions get started. And I'm not a fan of violent revolutions. I don't want a violent revolution in my country. I have fucking young children. You know what I'm saying? So the way I look at it is like, killing a healthcare CEO does nothing to change to fix the broken machine that is our government and our healthcare system and all that shit. It doesn't do anything to fix it. All it does is gin up more polarization, it fuels more of the left versus right false paradigm that as long as we're fighting each other and killing each other and all that kind of shit, then the status quo is maintained, and the most powerful corrupt elites, the Epstein class, so to speak, can continue to keep their grip on power. So no, I'm not in favor of killing healthcare CEOs. I just don't think it makes sense. I don't think that it really moves the needle in any positive direction. I think it's retarded. It doesn't mean I hate him. I don't know anything about the guy. I don't even know if the guy is who we're told he is, because I don't fucking believe anything I'm told anymore by the media, because all they've done is lie to us. So there's also that angle. But yeah. It's so it's tough to like give that a full-throated answer for sure, because everything is just a fucking lie nowadays. Everything's a fucking lie. I don't trust anything that I hear. And I can't believe that we actually, like, everybody believed everything they heard for a long time, except for Alex Jones, who's been vindicated on almost everything. He's been proven right on almost everything. So you can switch firing position if you want. What does that do? Oh, look at these guys. That was nice. Fuck. Oh, that was going to be perfect. Oh, undo last shot. This is a pretty fun event, actually. I like this. Creative. I'm going to wait till this dude runs over here so that I can then get the double headshot, or the double shot. Alright, so we got the score we wanted. Now, can I make it through that tree, or am I just gonna have to hit this guy in the middle and then hope I get to the tree? Okay, good. Alright, this is the last one, so it might be challenging. Oh yeah, they got dogs running around and shit. Fire the observation grenade and hit all targets. I can change firing positions again. Okay, that was nice. Ideally, we want to hit the dog when he's over there. Keep running that way, buddy. Go on. Okay, we got him. 3 guys left. Where the fuck are they? Down there. So one is here. Where? It's like all the way down there. Is it upper level? Lower level? Where? Okay, so we got the distance, but that wasn't too tough. That was it, right? This is also a great time for me to wish a very special happy birthday to Layla. Layla is 9 years old today. That's why I'm not going to be on too late. I'm going to head over there in the morning for some birthday stuff. Deal with a bunch of 9-year-old girls. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yes, I was hoping there would be a battle pass reward for that. Excellent. All right. Hey, that's a lot. Yay. Yay, Miko. Now, I might as well just go farm, because then I might be able to get a bonus one. What other... Is that really something I want to start fucking with right now? Maybe. I'm going to. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start fucking with it till I get tired here.
Told you they'd be here.
Chiori.
Oh, it's Shiori and Farina too!
Ah, Hydro Archon above. If it isn't my darling camera operator and clapper loader. A very happy Fontanalia festival to you as well.
I'm guessing you came back to celebrate with us?
I can't remember. Was there one of these last year?
How about you? Even though the last festival had some unexpected
Hey.
hiccups, making the film was still super fun.
Son Goku.
Since you're all here together
Why aren't you on
like this,
YouTube?
You must be planning on entering the competition, right?
Of course! A celebration of the entertainment industry. No one who...
Fontaine Fashion Week might be more my speed, but the film festival brings in a lot of orders and
Oh.
recognition, so I wasn't going to miss out.
Well,
either.
thank you. Thank you for subscribing, too.
A few new awards have been added this year, too. Best
Yeah.
director, best costume design. Oh,
Yeah, so it
best
does.
camera
So it does.
operation.
Ooh.
Kinda sucks, because I hate Twitch, but...
Come on, tell us. What's Musketeer Pictures film gonna be about?
Oh, about that.
What's wrong, Zabi? What's with that look? Oh, man. You weren't scammed by some shady investor again, were you?
No. Even I'm not naive enough to fall for something like that again. Besides, thanks to the fine people here, Musketeer Pictures has more than enough funds to shoot without investors.
And yet problems persist.
Huh? What do you mean?
You called Bran Online guy gay
Well,
and he banned
we
you.
were planning to replicate our past success and shoot a film, but as we were holding auditions for the female
Wow.
lead earlier today, a striking young mademoiselle wandered in by accident. Her disposition was simply ethereal.
He was covering love in deep space.
Somewhat
Well, that
Oh,
could be evidence that you're gay.
the
honestly,
awe I felt
so-
can scarcely be put to words. You had to be there.
I don't know if that's bannable, dude. I mean, dude, I've gotten in some arguments with Dante, but
The air itself turned into the
I would never
perfect shot.
ban somebody unless they were really fucking just prodding at me.
No, quite the opposite. My
I saw
experience is entirely
that
unlike
Bran Online was, I saw him post something about being bullied, but I didn't know. I try not to follow the CC drama too much, but maybe I should. Maybe I should start just injecting myself in it.
What did she say?
Maybe that'll get me some viewership, some more viewership.
After returning to
Actually,
her
I'd rather
own
not.
homeland not too long ago, she decided to visit where her friend was from to remember them better.
Oh, no wonder she looked sad.
Saint spent a whole week trashing him. That's crazy.
Yes, but that's when it struck me. Why not cast her as the lead in a film centered around her search for this?
You were
old
one of the
friend?
ones bullying him too? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying you're bullying?
Whole script?
You're the one who is doing it now.
Time? Isn't the prep work super complicated?
That's crazy because I can't really picture you as a bully. You've always been so kind to
Think
me.
about the difficulties we faced with the two musketeers. We had to start from scratch back then too. I'd say we're ahead of the game this time.
Guess so, but
Don't worry, Paimon. Shiori and I have evaluated the proposal, and we support Xavier's decision.
I won't really need to start on the costumes until the cast is finalized, so it's not too much extra work for me.
Oh, fair
You want to be a villain.
mademoiselles. How can I ever thank you?
Well, remind me not to get on your bad side.
You know, compared to a commercial popcorn flick, I do prefer the idea of shooting a more artistic film. One that leaves a profound and lingering impact in the hearts of the audience.
I agree. True trendsetters are the people who dare to go against the grain.
well, leave it to Director Farina to have a vision. Honestly, though, the artistic passion of everyone at
He's a
Musketeer
fake
Pictures is
gamer.
inspiring. Anyway, now that we've
What do you mean? Like he doesn't actually.
Paimon's gotta know who it is.
I don't know too much about him,
What are you doing here?
but I saw it wasn't even a video. It was just like
Talking about me.
you know how on YouTube you can just make like a post, like
Columbina?
just text, and it was talking about being bullied.
Does this mean
And how he was saying, I can't make it stop, but I can tell people how wrong it is or whatever. But so I didn't know what all the drama was about, but I did see that he was talking about being bullied.
Wait, so did you make the trip by yourself, Columbina? Yes. I mentioned how I wanted to visit other nations.
Oh, he never played Automata?
Cry, remember?
Fantastic game.
So I went to the curatorium to ask Never for advice.
Call of Duty
She told me about the
2007.
Film festival in Fontaine and said it might be fun to visit. I spoke to Lauma before I left too.
Yeah, but just because you never played Nier Automata does not mean that you aren't that you're a fake gamer. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, everybody plays different games. I promise you, most people have not heard of the Ease series. I started playing Ease 10, which I've already played,
Suggestion.
but I started playing that on stream, and no one has heard of it.
Never. She said, "Don't trust anyone and don't talk to strangers." Yep, that sounds
He'd never heard of Halo?
I can understand that.
How old is he?
It shows this Nefer
Is he
cares about
like
you a great
14
deal.
years
He's
old?
going to be-
yes.
No, he's not. I've seen him before. He's like an adult, isn't he?
All I need to do is turn
Isn't he like a
strangers into friends,
he looks like he's
and
like a
then I can
30-year-old
talk to
dude or something, like a little bit younger than me.
Kinda makes sense.
Bro, if anyone starts bullying me ever, I just pop back off on people. I don't cry or ban people. I'll just start calling you a faggot or
Looks like we have a superstar in our midst.
whatever. I don't know.
Big shot.
I'll just
Ha ha, very funny.
I will match intensity is the way I would put it. But I would not start crying online.
Cleared it with the Udex.
Looks like he's like
During the
35,
festival,
yeah, right?
inmates with
Mid
good
30s
behavior
probably.
will get a chance to spend some time on the outside.
Yeah, so
Under the stringent supervision of the Special Patrol, of course.
but I guess I don't know what it's like to have a massive channel where you could have a chat with, you know, hundreds or more than more than hundreds of people in your chat at the same time where you, and if you just get ganged up on big time, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I wouldn't be able to handle it. I don't know. I'd like to think that I could, considering considering I've survived 7 heroin overdoses and
Welcome to Fontaine, Miss Columbina. I bet the
multiple
weather's been quite
incarcerations. A divorce.
not very kind.
No, I quite like it. It's a lot
What
of fun
else?
to not cry.
Homelessness.
Then what was the punch for?
I think I could take a couple people,
The flowers
you know,
are
making
blooming
fun of me
so
online.
fast, and the people are so kind. I just wanted to become friends as fast as possible.
Ah, so that was meant as a gesture of friendship. Is that right, Miss Columbina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That what friends
I know
do?
Dante's been banned by Saint.
Might have been a
That's what he
bit
told me.
premature in this instance, though. Your friend here is quite the character.
Good thing we said something. You weren't seriously gonna go around punching every single person in Fontaine, were you? No, just the ones I wanted to be friends with.
She punches people she wants to be friends
What
with.
I was trying to say is, maybe keep the punches to a minimum until after you're friends with someone. If you say so.
You're quite the character, Miss Columbina.
Oh, I do not like
Are we
Saint.
friends?
I just think he's annoying, bro.
Of course. Any friend of the Traveler is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Oof. When it comes to friends, you sure know how to pick 'em.
So Miss Columbina is the lead actress I've been hearing so much about.
Saint
The thing about her aura is starting to make more sense.
You gonna be
he is nice, friendly, and worshipped by smart people.
But now that Mr. Xavier has changed the direction, I don't think I'm in quite as many scenes. It's
Yes.
all for the best, though. A different crew asked me to help.
He also has a
Oh, sounds like our
I'm just going
he
where I
keeps a
need it.
Bible in his bedside drawer, has a fantastic relationship with Jesus, and he gets laid like
Speaking of,
6 nights a
do you
week
happen to know if there
with
are
6 different women.
The festival's pretty popular this
Wink,
year, so
wink.
there's not a lot left. You might just have to talk it over with the other productions and see if they'll let you squeeze in here and there.
I see.
Having trouble finding a filming location?
Yes, we made a last-minute decision to go down a different route, so the indoor locations we reserved are no longer a good fit. And it looks like all of the best outdoor spots have been taken.
Yeah.
You know,
ow.
I might know a place. Good views, good atmosphere.
I was not
No
aware that.
production team has snatched it up.
Well, I guess people have to cover Love and Deep Space. It is like
You want me to review
the
it
most
just like
popular
that?
fucking
Come on, let it be a
gotcha
surprise.
game, at least on mobile. When they, or not even necessarily the most popular, but the highest revenue share.
I think we should divide and
So
conquer.
some of these fucking
You
jerk
know
offs
that,
have to
and
cover it.
Farina and I will
But
take Miss Columbina around the city.
oh
Discuss
man,
lighting and
the
styling.
fuck,
Is that all right with you, Miss Columbina?
drives me nuts. My phone just like shuts down and restarts for no reason.
Everyone here is our friend. So don't worry about a thing and just focus on enjoying your
Everyone in his chat became your enemy. Damn, bro.
All right, then the Traveler and I will go check out this potential.
You have really transformed into a mighty villain.
Script.
I'll leave this to the Duke then. Until later, everyone. Maybe we'll run into each other on set.
Okay then. Lead the way, Risley. Paimon's not built for suspense. Let's get this show on the road!
Who said anything about roads?
Huh?
Go to the Wingalet. You're Darth Vader of gacha games you want to be on now. Dude, what is going on with my phone? That's crazy.
It'd make quite the grand backdrop for a film, don't you think?
Paimon's more focused on the fact that this thing is supposed to be underwater, inside the fortress of Meripede.
True. And keeping up with the maintenance on a vessel this big is a lot of work. It takes a crazy amount of manpower just to keep it up and running.
Oh, Paimon kind of thought it just sat there until you needed it.
Are you sure that you're Son Goku?
I wish it were that simple. The truth is, the maintenance costs on this thing are substantial. So we decided to rent it out during the festival to earn some extra mora. Besides, the inmates are the ones who keep it in good shape. Seeing the fruits of their labor put to use is a good form of social rehabilitation for them.
Huh. You really thought this through.
What, are you just trolling Love and Deep Space content creators? Because I'm assuming you don't play the game.
The beginning is the hardest.
I mean, the game kind of is just a big meme.
Been eluding me, but now I know just how it should start.
Glad to hear it.
Thanks for bringing us here, Risley.
Don't thank me just yet. This isn't quite a done deal.
Huh? Not a done deal as in someone already rented it out? You said no other production teams had snatched it up.
This person isn't affiliated with a production team. The rental fee was high enough to scare off
Just a
20
little
other
trolling,
folks,
right?
But she didn't blink. Made quite the generous offer and didn't even attempt to haggle.
I feel like somebody stole your identity.
I'd like to.
I didn't ask for the details, but I did see what looked like a fishing permit and a business license on her desk. My guess is she's planning on using it for...
A floating restaurant is sure to attract people. But an aquarium sounds cool, too. The views from the ship make it a great spot for a date.
The Wingalet might not be under my command right now, but it's always nice to see her admired.
A film is sure to drum up some good publicity as well. I do hope we can work something out with the current captain.
Well, guess we should head over and talk things out then.
Best of luck.
So fucking annoying. Stupid ass phone. Fuck you. Alright. What do we do now? Negotiate with the captain. You're waiting for his next coverage. Wait, didn't he ban you? Or are you just gonna make a new account or something? Have you had beef with him before? Yeah, let's see if we can, let's see what we can see here. Look at this guy. Okay, maybe he's not. Okay, because Snezhnaya is releasing early. This was known like a year ago. So this was not that this is that big a deal, but I just think it's worth pointing out. Snezhnaya, we always knew. We knew there was very, very credible information back when Nodcry came out, which was in September of last year. It was like the day Charlie Kirk got shot, basically. September 10th, I believe, or September 9th. It was around there. So we're talking almost a year ago. It was released very credibly that Nodcry would only be 8 patches instead of 9. So it was only going to go to 6.7 instead of 6.8. Like Natlan went to 5.8. So when he's saying early, that's what he's talking about. We already knew that. Oh, he cries. He's one of these guys, he cries during quests. Look at my ads. Alex Jones, Ultimate Creatine Powder. You've already made another account? That's funny. Okay, where was this post I saw, bro? It was on YouTube. Okay. It was not a video, it was just like a post. I don't remember it. Okay. Come on. Oh, here we go. Yes. He cries, he is gay. Alright. Here goes Bran Online. This is from 7 days ago. I don't remember if I even read the whole thing. This is too long for me. But it says, I think this quite obviously goes without saying. But people can agree. Hold on. Shut the fuck up.
Any conflicts around?
Shut up. Okay. Back to Bran. Bran Online says, I think this quite obviously goes without saying, but people can disagree on things without fostering an abhorrent amount of hate for the other person. I admit I disagreed on almost every portrayal and opinion in the Candy Bug video we watched. I have no idea what Candy Bug is, but I was quite clearly not trying to advocate for anyone to be absolutely horrible to the person just because they had some opinions that people disagree with. I had a laugh here and there and provided my own commentary on why I disagreed with a lot of her thoughts. None of this was done with the level of malicious intent people are stating. Criticism is one thing, but I've been seeing an insane amount of horrible things being spewed to the person, and for what? It's not that deep and it never should be. A vast majority of my community know that this is quite obviously what I've always stood for, and even more so in the past year or two since I've learned a lot from being a part of the negativity storm myself. Please treat others with grace. You can disagree, you can not like people, but to stoop so low as to send threats and outrageous comments is not what we're about here. This will be the last time I talk about it, as to not stoke any more fires, and if anybody did do this from my community, I would rather they weren't a part of it. My stance on this never changes, but to brigade another person due to disagreements of opinions is one of the weirdest things I've ever witnessed on the internet. I have never and will never condone brigadiering. It's impossible to literally stop people doing it, but I can call it out when I see it, and I should do that more. Let people have their opinions and let people debate them. It never has to go that far. What's funny is, you think he was drunk when he wrote it? I mean, what's funny is that this sounds like he's talking, like if you didn't know, okay, let's say I didn't tell you who this guy was, you didn't know who he was, and you just read this, or I read this to you, and I was like, hey, this is some content creator online. You would think I was talking about like a political figure, right? Like a political podcast. That's what it sounds like. Talking about debates, disagreements, stuff like that. Who fucking has debates with video games? So what is he talking about? Who is he talking about here? Who is the person? Who's she? Criticizing Linnea's behavioral patterns are fine with people, but telling people to off themselves over that is wild work. What? Okay, now I'm going down this rabbit hole. Candy bug. Not the Nigerian's perspective again. The 600K view video? Where? This one has 231K. Oh, I am tired. That one. That's 67K, but this is the Nigerian perspective. All right, I guess we'll listen to this guy talk about it.
For the past couple of days, the Genshin community has been up in arms. There's been arguments after arguments, conversation after conversation about practically every single aspect of Genshin Impact. The characters, the narratives, the cultural representation, the clothing, you name it, people have been arguing about it. And the catalyst for all of this was one YouTube video. A video titled, "Was Genshin Always This Weird and Bad?" And even though it was made by a relatively new creator by the name of Candybug, it has already amassed almost 400,000 views by the time I'm making this video. That is how highly controversial this video has been. Now here's the thing. The original video is 55 minutes long, which means reacting to it in its entirety would take probably 2 to 3 hours. And while that could be entertaining in its own right, that is a little too much. Luckily for us though, she uploaded a follow-up video, an apology video, but more importantly to the context of what we're making. It is a video where she already isolates the points from the original video that sparked the most controversy. So in this video, we're going to examine those specific points, analyze what she actually said in the original video, and ask a very important question. Is she really as bad as the Genshin community is making her out to be? Are the things she said really so outrageous, so objectively wrong, that they justify every ounce of criticism or the vitriol that she's receiving right now? Or is there some nuance here? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Now, before we continue, I think it is important to make one thing very clear. I do not know this creator. I have never spoken to her. This video is simply me involving myself in a discussion that is already happening within the community. So it goes without saying that whatever praise or criticism comes from this video should be directed at me and me alone. So with that being said, if you're into this kind of content, make sure to like the video and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Can you hear this?
What side of the discussion do you lean towards? Do you agree more with the points made by the creator? Do you think there is nuance that people are overlooking? Or do you side with the community's rebuttals? Do you think the level of anger we're seeing right now is justified? Let me know in the comments below, and of course don't forget to subscribe if you want to on any of my future videos. Alright, let's get into it. Now the first point Candybug said garnered the most backlash revolved around Linnea, and here's what she had to say in the original video.
Over it. Editing Aurelia here. In the process of making this video, Linnea has been released, and I just have to interject to say, what the fuck were they thinking with this character? I feel like a crazy person because I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't think she's adorable and in fact recognizes her for the creepy freak that she is. First of all, she clearly has absolutely no respect for living things that are not traditionally human. She keeps asking to touch and pet the Melusines as if they are not whole people. It's especially creepy because the Melusines are made to look like children. Having an adult character who is high-key obsessed with them and can't treat them as the people they are was a fucked up move on Hoyo's part. Her trailer is sickening for the same reason. She fantasizes about being rubbed up on by Siegeween, who, again, looks like a child. and Kirura, along with other Melusines and Nekomata. It reads as extremely fetishistic to me, which is a problem when the people that she's fantasizing about look like...
Now, this is a very interesting take on Linnea as a character, and if we indeed looked at the Genshin community side of the discussion, you will quickly realize that this is where a huge portion of the backlash really comes from. And one of the biggest rebuttals people made was that Linnea is autism coded. Now, personally, I don't think whether a character is autism coded or not has much bearing on an argument like this. However,
I think for me, part of this is what's crazy about like a lot of this shit just never crosses my fucking mind, dude. I just play the game and like part of me wonders if like that opinion is just shock value. It's like if I say some wild shit like that she's a fucking, you know, Epstein coded character, that I'll get a bunch of views. It's just shock value. And like my brain just doesn't work that way. Maybe that's why I'm a shitty content creator, because my brain has a hard time just coming up with shock value ideas to put into a video to make it so juicy and appetizing. And you add on top of that this is a female content creator, and no wonder the video, I can already tell why the video has a bunch of views. Just that clip right there is so interesting. Like, I guarantee you pretty much nobody that has played Genshin and went through I didn't think Linnea was adorable and just so cuddly. I didn't think that either. I just thought, oh, this is a pretty cool character. I like her kit. And it looks like she's going to be pretty meta, and she's going to be necessary, or not necessary, but very, very nice to have for Zabai teams. That's all I really thought about the character. I wasn't like, oh, she's raping Melusines. She's a, you know, she's a Jeffrey Epstein confidant. You know, that just like that. But that was the vibe I got when I heard that. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah.
I can still understand why so many people in the community took issues with what Candy Bug said, but I don't think it is simply because she was wrong. No, rather, I think she approached the character from an incredibly extreme point of view. And even though we could make the arguments that this is just an anime video game, or point out that Linnea isn't a real person with any agency of her own, I think there's a much more compelling reason why people don't interpret Linnea the same way Candy Bug does, and that's is context. The context of the character, the setting she is in, the circumstances surrounding her, the kind of story Genshin is trying to tell, the type of entertainment Genshin Impact is. I mean, I think far too many people underestimate just how important context is when analyzing any character. And to show you what I mean, here's a question. What if we took Linnea exactly as she is, every personality trait, every mannerism, every scene from this trailer, especially this one in particular, and transplanted her into the anime Made in Abyss? An anime whose entire identity revolves around the suffering and abuse of children. What emotion do you think that would evoke within you? Because for me, regardless of how innocent or harmless Linnea may appear, regardless of whether she is autism coded or not, my first reaction wouldn't be that she is cute, it would be fear, it would be disgust. And that is exactly expected, more so because the context surrounding that character has fundamentally changed. And if you've watched Made in Abyss, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But in Genshin Impact, it is completely different. People don't look at Linnea or any character in Genshin Impact and immediately think fetishistic or abusive, because that is simply not what Genshin has ever presented.
He is really dead on about that. Just like, if you think about the very early characters of the game, like Zhangling and Bennett, and just look at all the Mondstadt characters, Sucrose, Diona, these are all like Klee. Klee was okay. Klee and Venti were the first two limited characters, and they were both like they're both essentially like, Venti is like a little twink and Klee is like a little kid, sort of like a little like part animal, part kid. But like, people liked those characters when they were released, and people still mostly really like those characters. It is just the way that this game has always been. Nobody, again, is looking at this from a Jeffrey Epstein point of view. This is not that kind of a video game. This is just a a video game. With the thing is, it might not be a Nintendo game. This might not be a game that you download on your Nintendo Switch, but it has that Nintendo charm. It was always originally sold as a re-sleeved Breath of the Wild, right? It's always had that Zelda vibe, that Nintendo vibe, that almost Mario-istic vibe, where you have, you know, androgynous characters like Toad, and you have main characters that are children and, you know, adolescent, you know, prepubescent kids, essentially. And I understand there can be some complications because you also have waifus, and now they've gotten more risque with the waifus, but then they will occasionally, with a character like Linnea, revert back to, you know, like the prepubescent kids or whatever. But most, I think 99.9% of players are not looking at the children through some sort of a sexual lens in the game. So, I don't know. If you are, then, like, you have bigger problems than this, you know, candy bug content creator. You need to seek help through some sort of a 12-step group or check yourself into a mental hospital.
As. That's not the tone of the game. That's not the narrative being told. Neither the world around Linnea or the situation she's placed in are designed to make the audience feel disgust or anything like that. They're rather designed to come across as wholesome, cute, and daring. And really, this isn't unique to Genshin Impact. I mean, that would be like saying that Methodi from Frieren is fetishistic and creepy because she likes giving head pats to smaller girls. Or saying Nami from One Piece
I love Frieren
because she beats Luffy black and blue whenever he says something incredibly stupid. I mean, sure, you could make those arguments, but almost no one would take them seriously, because everyone understands the intent behind those scenes. They're meant to be cute, they're meant to be funny, and context is what allows the audience to recognize that. The next part that garnered a huge amount of attention and criticism was the discussion surrounding
I love this dude's voice. It makes me think of the Little Mermaid. Under the sea, life is much better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. On a day we play in the sand, we are a hot crustacean band. May it's a better, life is much better under the sea.
in Natlan and Sumer, with Candy Bug specifically saying that she was called racist over some of the things she said about these two regions. Now, before we even get into what she actually said.
Poor timing there, the racism. After I just did the under the sea. Well, it's not racist. I mean, Sebastian was voiced by like an African singer dude. He might have been Nigerian. I don't know. I'm not really making a statement either way about that, but yeah.
I think there's something much more frustrating that needs to be addressed. The idea that giving criticism towards certain elements within Natlan or Sumeru somehow gets someone labeled with all these terms, but not the game itself. There's a reason that whenever I've talked about cultural representation in Genshin Impact, I've deliberately narrowed the conversation down to accents. The absolute bare minimum, the least these games can give to bring out some semblance of culture into these regions. Because the moment you spend any real time in these regions, or do even a little bit of research into the cultures they're inspired by, you quickly realize that there are plenty of legitimate criticisms to be made about how they're depicted. I mean, have you ever wondered why Natlan and Sumeru are the only regions in Genshin Impact that mash together so many completely different cultures and traditions into one single nation? Something you don't see in literally any other region. I mean, Mondstadt is primarily German inspired, Lear is Chinese, Inazuma is Japanese, Fontaine is French, Snezhnaya is Russian. But when we get into Sumeru and Natlan, the regions inspired by cultures outside Europe and East Asia, the approach suddenly changes. I mean, Sumeru alone pulls inspiration from India, Egypt, Persia, Mesopotamia, Iraq, the Middle East, North America, all within a single nation. And then Natlan brings together inspiration from Mesoamerica, South America, West Africa, East Africa, Oceania, and Polynesia. Again, all within one single nation. And I have to ask the obvious question.
Oceania?
Why? Why is it that these are the only regions where so many distinct cultures are compressed into one nation? And even more so, why is it that despite drawing inspiration from regions whose population are overwhelmingly darker skinned, the overwhelming majority of playable characters are still fair skinned? I mean, saying the quiet part out loud, every single one of us understand the realities of the gacha markets. Most of us don't go into these games expecting perfect cultural representation, especially in Genshin Impact. I mean, I certainly don't. And if you do, well, it is a matter of time before you learn. Now, bringing it back to the Candy Box video, I genuinely find find it jarring that someone could be labeled racist for pointing out something that is, at the very least in this instance, objectively observable? Here's what she had to say, not even about Natlan, but rather its Archon, Mavrika.
Now think about Mawika in the same way, with regards to her divine ideal, which is war. How does she represent war? Well, she's fighting a war against the Abyss, like everybody else in Teyvat. Yeah, maybe they have it worse than other nations, but still, what happens when the war ends? Which it does at the end of the Archon quest. It's not like Mawika is some battle-crazed maniac. At most, she's just kind of thoughtless and reckless in her actions. Do you see how war doesn't really work as a divine ideal, and least of all with Mawika as its representative? Also, it's a nation of war made up of 6 different factions, and yet there's absolutely no conflict between them. It really just doesn't make any sense. This is why I personally always thought it would be cool if the Pyro Archon was a villain to her people. Maybe she makes them fight each other gladiator style for her own entertainment, and then maybe we would have a better rebellion storyline than Inazuma with an Archon.
I think the outrage surrounding Mavrika, at least with respect to this particular point, is extremely performative because she is not wrong. I mean, right now, I don't think it is controversial at all to say that Mavrika is possibly the most boring Archon in Genshin Impact. And the reason for this all comes down to one thing that most of us already understand about her. She is too perfect. I mean, she's righteous enough to completely despise war, despite literally being the god of war. She is farsighted enough to make a plan 500 years in advance and somehow have it play out almost exactly as intended, with little to no course correction along the way. She's an exceptional leader. She learns incredibly quickly. She adapts to every situation. She always seems to be the smartest person in the room and rarely feels like she's genuinely out of her depth. And I think what is most disappointing about Mavrika is that I genuinely don't believe this was the character the game originally intended to build. In fact, there's a single line from another Archon that to me perfectly captures what Mavrika was supposed to be.
The Pyro Archon is a wayward, warmongering wretch, and the Geo Archon is a brutish, blundering buffoon. How do I know? Because this is written in the epic poems of days gone by.
The probability of me understanding.
Wayward, warmongering wretch. Now that is an interesting way to describe an Archon. And ironically, I think that is exactly the kind of characterization that would have made both Mavrika and Natlan make far more sense. I mean, imagine an impulsive, brash, almost unnerving Archon who genuinely loves battle. An Archon who actually embodies the ideal she represents, war.
Yeah, they are not wrong about that. I still don't really understand what her point, or I guess I take her point. I don't understand how that made her racist, though.
I mean, every other Archon is allowed to meaningfully express the ideals they stand for. So why is the god of war the one who seems furthest removed from hers? Going forward, though, I also think an Archon like that would have solved so many issues people had with Natlan as a whole. I mean, this is supposed to be the nation of war. Yes, one tribe is primarily known for surfing, another is known for dancing. And while individually there is nothing wrong with these ideas, when you step back and look at the nation as a whole, it just doesn't fit the identity that
this guy kind of annoys me. I should have just gone to her video.
There's a disconnect between what Natlan was sold to us as, and also Sumeru's desert, where Nefer grew up in and the story takes place in, is a place that is supposed to represent the setting of darker skinned people. So if Genshin actually wanted to depict that experience in a meaningful way, wouldn't it have been better to reflect that reality? And yes, I can already imagine the counter argument. Well, at least Genshin chose to tell this story in the first place. But my rebuttal is very simple. Sometimes it is better not to tell a story at all than to tell it poorly. It's better not to tackle a sensitive subject than to handle it in a way that feels sanitized, watered down, completely disconnected from the reality it is trying to portray. And really, this is a criticism I think applies to Genshin more often than it should, whether it is this storyline or what they did with Ian-san, a character they advertised as the face of Natlan nearly 6 years ago, only for her to end up being one of the most irrelevant playable characters in the entire nation. I mean, what exactly am I supposed to appreciate? Whether we're talking about the nation itself or the characters within it, it is hard not to feel like so much of it was half-assed. Now, moving on to the final point of controversy in Candy Bug's video, and that has to do with the female characters in Genshin Impact, specifically how they're dressed and how they're written. And honestly, the community's reaction to this part was probably the most confusing thing I saw throughout this entire discussion. Mostly because this is the conversation the Genshin community itself has been having for a long time. I mean, we saw it all the way back when Lauma was introduced, when people argued that the way she was dressed had absolutely nothing to do with her personality or the way she was portrayed, that it was simply fan service. Or in a more recent example, we saw that same conversation with Sandrone. I mean, people hated the fact that Polonia was removed and replaced with whatever this is. And even
I think this is interesting, right? I think this is a really important time to stop and smell the roses for a minute and like make the point that every gacha game you could say that about. I mean, Wuthering Waves, basically not every character, but like I would say 80 to 90% of female characters are dressed like skanks. And a lot of times it's not super like explainable, or it's not representative of their personality per se, but nobody cares about that. Like, why is this dude making this point? I'm sure she's going to make the point. And maybe she'll make it in a different way, and maybe I'll have something to say about that, I guess. But, like, I don't have a problem with any of the, like, I just don't think about that. Again, I'm just like, that's why I think a lot of this stuff is just for shock value. It's like, I'm going to say something that's so outrageous that a lot of people will get all ginned up, and then, you know, it will get shared, it will get reacted to, and then suddenly my channel's going to blow the fuck up. Obviously, there is always a component of that. Even from like established creators like this dude, I just think like that's a weird thing to say, because all these games do that. Now, I understand that if you go earlier to my reaction to this, I was talking about how Genshin has also always had kind of the Nintendo charm, and they've had the kid-friendly thing, but like, we also have had the waifu element for a long time as well. It's been there. You had it with the Shogun, you know, from 2.0 or whenever. I mean, she was in the storyline at 2.0, but was released shortly after that. You know, you had it with characters in Liyue even. As the game progressed, the waifu element became a bigger deal, I think. But it is that way. I mean, if you look at some of the newer gacha games, it's like really overt. Like Mongol Stardive, they literally just basically had, so they had two characters that came out in 1.0, and now in 1.2, they're in 1.2 or 1.3 now. It's basically two 1.0 characters released as limited characters, but like slut versions. It's summer limited version. So they're standard 5-star characters that have a limited slut edition where they're wearing like underwear basically, or skimpy bikini, you know. So go check that out. Like, if you really have a problem with Lauma and her attire, go check out these. and like, one of the characters, I'm talking about Mongol Stardive here, one of the characters, it does kind of make sense because it's Francis, and she is like this, she's like a love doctor, and she's just like horny as fuck all the time. She's just running around trying to fuck everything that walks. But the other character is the female main character, and she's like very asexual. She is very buttoned up, and she's wearing like a full, you know, like long sleeves and pants, and then in 1.0 she is, and then in 1.2 she's just in a bikini with her tits, like suddenly her tits are way bigger, and she's just like this giant whore on the limited banner. So like, trust me, it gets way worse than this, is all I'm saying. So I just think this is fucking shock value, you know?
More so, they hated that our outfit was changed from a more traditional, fully covered design into the classic body-revealing female Genshin outfits. And if you want an even more recent example, look at the Snezhnaya trailer. I mean, there was an entire discussion across the community about why the female gods had exposed legs, while the male gods were wearing full trousers, or why the Sarita herself was wearing a miniskirt instead of the kind of long regal gown people expect from the ruler of Snezhnaya. These are not new criticisms. The community has...
Because these games, all of the gacha games, are played by a bunch of fucking gooners. A bunch of losers that have never had sex, they've never been laid, and they love looking at digital titties. Okay? That's why. That's it. That is the fucking answer. Okay? I know that you want there to be some deeper, like, just some deeper explanation. No, it's sex sells. It's the same reason that Lady Gaga comes out. It's the same reason Lady Gaga has always been a whore, so it's not a great example, but like Miley Cyrus, it's the same reason that Miley Cyrus, when she turned like 22 and finally got away from her dad controlling her or whatever and stopped doing Hannah Montana, suddenly the slut was on and she's doing the Wrecking Ball music video, swinging around, whatever. You know, it's just how it is. This is the world. This is the world we live in. It terrifies me for my, I have a 9-year-old daughter. Terrifies me. Really does terrify me. Anyways.
Been making these arguments for years, and not just about the characters I've mentioned. So why does the criticism suddenly become unacceptable the moment someone outside the community points it out? And when we move beyond the character designs and start talking about how Genshin writes its female characters, I also think there's a lot of truth in what Candy Bug is saying. I mean, take Columbina for example, a character that went from being this mysterious, almost unsettling figure with seemingly limitless potential to, in many ways, feeling like this airhead cutie damsel waiting for the traveler to save her. Or Sandrone, who initially came across as this detached, calculating inventor, the person that made all the Catherines in Genshin Impact, only to end up feeling like yet another tsundere. Then you have Mavrika, as I already pointed out, whose defining trait seems to be that she is simply
her birthday is today.
Perfect. Or Citlali, whose personality gradually gets watered down into little more than the jealous girlfriend archetype. I mean, these are criticisms that people have had with Genshin's females writing for a long time. And what makes them stand out even more is that you don't see the same pattern nearly as often with the male cast. I mean, the male characters tend to have far more distinct personalities that vary significantly from one another, rather than falling into the same handful of archetypes. And even when they do fall into similar archetypes, the game still makes sure to put in that one thing in their character that makes them different and memorable. Like take Lohen and Tortaglia, for example. Both of them fall into the battle seeker archetype. They both love the thrill of combat. They both possess that mentality of standing before an overwhelming opponent and wanting to overcome them. But despite those similarities, absolutely no one who plays this game would say that these two characters are the same, because there's an important distinction.
I thought we were reacting to the girl.
For the nations, there's a character willing to place other else's, and that addictions. Jump in and contribute to opinion without turning another reason someone says they never want to touch Genshin Impact again. When someone becomes so disgusted with the community that they don't even want to engage with the game anymore, all because
yeah. Well, anyways, that's kind of where I'm at with the I will tell her that you said happy birthday. Yeah, I'm already up later than I should be. So we're doing a big birthday party tomorrow. Gonna be dealing with a bunch of little girls. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I'm sure. But anyways, yeah, again, I just think a lot of that is for shock value and like, I don't know. And like, I get it. That's why I was like, oh, I'll watch this and react to this, because I'm sure it's going to be a bunch of bullshit. And while I can understand where some people that have those opinions might be coming from, I don't believe that dude actually believes all that. I just think that he feels like if he says some of that stuff that he, like, I don't even know if it's like rage baiting, but it is like just prodding the community so that, then someone else will react to his video and then someone will react to that video and on it goes. But I don't, there's nothing she said that would make me want to lash out at her and be a bitch, or be nasty toward her. There's nothing he said that would make me feel that way. I just think overall, like, you're playing a gacha game. It's a gooner game. And it is kind of a weird paradox, right? Because the first point was about what's her name? about Linnea, who she's basically, again, saying is someone that appeared on Epstein Island, but then on the same token, like, I don't think that anyone sees her sexually. That was literally the first person I've ever heard say that. So I found that to be weird. I don't know, bro. Anyways. You asked, wait. Who, you asked a Nigerian perspective? What is Silver Palace? See, I'm like so out of the loop on some of this shit. What's Silver Palace? The worst gacha ever. When's this supposed to come out? Everyone's saying it sucks. It's truly a AAA? Really? Do you think it looks pretty good? When's it coming out? Not for a while, right? Late 26, early 27. Gotcha. Yeah, I will. I need to go because I'm going to clip that reaction real quick and maybe try to get it out. But I need to go to bed. I got the birthday party tomorrow. Technically today. It's like 3:30. Good night, my friend. Cheers. Adios. I'll see you probably not tomorrow